So I actually did. I watched this and I clipped it, and then I watched it again and I clipped it, chat. So actually, I only clipped H3's reaction to. Oh no, okay. I got this. Hold on. I'll go back to this for one thing that I forgot. But I want to show you the intro. The intro of this. There are three different intros to this content comp. Before I before I start, if you don't know, Idubbbz used to be an edgy content creator. He said the N word. He burned a Quran. He also did nice little videos. There's a series that he did about trying to capture all the squirrels in his backyard and release them. And the whole catch and release squirrel saga is like so wholesome. And it really it shows that he had like a heart for animals, which is always an easy win for people on the internet. Um, you know, he seemed like he had a soul, and then he got married to Anisa, and I don't want to just blame her, but I'm blaming this on her. To give you some background, um, after Idubbbz and Anisa started cucking out really hard, he made an apology video, basically disowning everything that he had ever done, everything that his 7 million followers plus had ever subscribed for. He disowned and disavowed and said that he was a better person and he regrets what he did and he's sorry and he wants to make more wholesome content now. One of the things that he was especially apologetic for was Content Cop, which was basically like pre-commentary YouTube drama videos, calling out creators. And when he put these videos out, it had a noticeable impact on the trajectory of the lives of the people that he went after. And he stopped doing that, I think, 8 years ago. And so H3 was one of the only people in the entire world of everybody online who, when Idubbbz did this simpering, I'm sorry stuff, and he got married to Anisa, who was humiliating him week after week, the only person who stuck his neck out for his friend was H3 and Hila Klein. They they um they said that the sex work stuff that Anisa was doing is fine and that it doesn't humiliate Idubbbz in any way. She's an adult, she can do what she wants, and they have an adult relationship. The prudes don't get it. That it's right for him to make amends. If he felt that he was doing bad stuff, it's good for him to make amends to that. H3 carried the line and said it stood up for them. Years later, after October 3rd, or October 7th, when Hamas attacked Israel and killed a bunch of innocent people at a fucking rave, there broke out a war. And how that war has been conducted is very controversial. But in general, there are people who are pro-Palestinian, and those people clash a lot with the Jews, like Ethan Klein and Hila Klein. Hila, in particular, was a member of the IDF, as I'm sure many people who listen to my stream will know. So H3 and Hila, they're still very big creators, but they find themselves in this uncomfortable position, whereas Jewish leftists living in Los Angeles, they are surrounded by pro-Palestinian people like Hasan, who is much bigger than H3 at this point. And so they've been kind of losing ground. And I've talked to a bunch of Jewish people for whatever reason, because I talked to Gabe Hoffman, and I've been talking to another Jewish guy recently. Just as sheer coincidence. And they both get this really uncomfortable feeling that it's like, I just sense the tide turning against us. We don't have any young friends anymore. Like, sure, the government right now is completely boomer and very like anti-Semitism. But the left and the right of the young people hate Jews a lot. And with the way that Hasan is like gaining popularity, it really genuinely scares them. It makes them uncomfortable and it worries them. And they're like, I don't want to fucking get lynched by a bunch of Turk roaches in my own country, the United States. So it does scare them, and it scares Ethan, who's raising children in Los Angeles. Like, I don't want my kids to be hurt by people like Hasan, because Hasan talks to terrorists, openly calls for Israel to be claimed from river to the sea, which means the total destruction of Israel. So when Idubbbz started getting comfy with people on the Hasan sphere, Ethan got very upset. And he's like, bro, these people want me dead. And I, look, I don't like H3, especially because he's become more litigious as he's gotten more popular. He's become a bit of a dickhead, right? He's done some really nasty, shitty things. But I understand his perspective. If I was him, I would also be really worried. And then the one guy that you really stood up for and stuck your neck out for is becoming friends with the guys who want you and your family fucking killed. And everybody you know back in Israel fucking killed. And he's like, what's the deal, big guy? What's up with this? And I think my theory is, and when I talked about Idubbbz in the past, I was very hesitant to blame everything on Aniza, because I don't think that even if it was her fault, it's like you have to blame Idubbbz for allowing himself to be manipulated like that. But Idubbbz was already on that path before they met up. And then they started being retards together at about the same time. However, with this, I really think it's Aniza's fault. I feel like Aniza has cracked the whip and said, we have to go after H3. He's a Zionist. Being associated with him is a bad look. And the real popular guys are the Muslims on Twitch like Hasan Piker. That's who we want to be with. And I think that Idubbbz got manipulated, because she probably didn't pitch it like that, but she pitched it like, dude, they're genociding the Palestinians over there. We can't be associated with this Zionist and IDF soldier any longer. And so Idubbbz did the most Jewish thing possible, and he stabbed H3 in the back without warning. Didn't even tell him. Didn't give him an opportunity to respond to certain things. He put together this video, and it is effectively just a regurgitation of every single thing that Hasan Piker has against H3. And there's no meat to it. It's like, at best, you can say that he was a little bit mean to one of his employees and that he's a little bit of a dickhead. I mean, a big dickhead with the litigiousness. But the overwhelming majority of what he has to say is that Hasan Piker is a more intelligent and more educated and better opinionated streamer than H3 is when it comes to politics and especially Israel. And that's it. That's the Content Cop, which is the exact opposite of what Content Cop was. Back in the day, like for the Leafy video was very famous because Leafy was this bully who bullied a bunch of people, but he was obviously like a very clinically insecure person who had no fucking chin and always conspicuously covered his chin in every video of him. So that's why it was just mean-spirited bullying, making fun of taking people down the peg who had a big ego and a big head on their shoulders, who were being dickheads while, showing their own ass. And that's why people liked it, because it felt kind of righteous. And he just fails to do it in this. So now that I've gotten the full background out, I'm going to play you the 3 intros from the Content Cop, because these are the only interesting things in the video. So intro 1, the reawakening segment.
Destination, the beach is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the
fucking thing in our defense, like, actually, Hila's not a baby killer. Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far, because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group that anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not.
This in and of itself is insane to me. In that clip that he's listening to, H3 is talking about how Dinham, who's one of the Muslim streamers, I think Lebanese, called CPS on H3's kids and tried to affect his custody. And he had to go through like this entire program to prove that he wasn't abusing his children. And that's insane. That would get you banned from the Kiwi farms. And H3 complaining about this, rightfully so, justified in doing so, because it's absurd that an internet beef would turn to government officials in your fucking house threatening your custody of your own children. Idubbbz is like, wait a second, this guy's bad after all. I need to go do another Content Cop. Like, in the language of the cinema, in the kino, that is what he is portraying to the audience. This clip of Ethan Klein being upset that his kids were fucked with by Dinhams and other people on the Reddit. He needs to do a video exposing Ethan Klein. And it's just absurd.
Bad enough that I have this group of...
What we do here is go back. This
is the classic music of all the Content Cops. So just lots of little silly stuff. He's putting on the uniform. He's like really trying to show off his body because he just considers himself. I think it's like a compensation where it's like he has been so emasculated on the internet that he feels like he's lost control of his masculinity. His wife's a whore. He's humiliated. Nobody respects him. So he's like, I'm going to do the most macho thing I can think of. I'm going to do Fight Club and I'm going to become a boxer. And that's his way of like compensating for how he's lost control over his own life. So he rented an Airbnb. This looks like Northern California. And he's doing like a skit. He's running off and he's running back. His people need him. He's no longer going to be living in a Ted Kaczynski cabin in the woods. And Jump Scare Hasan Piker. So this is Creator Clash intro or Content Cop intro 2. And it's literally just Hasan Piker.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the Hasan broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day.
Boys, girls, and I don't know anything about this guy, but everything I've ever seen him say makes me fucking despise him. What a disgusting fucking roach.
I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's Content Nuke, and I'm not going to call it Context Puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the Content Nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How?
So at this point, it switches to what I'm going to call intro 3. First one is just saying it's a content cop. It's pretty good, I guess. The clip he chose is stupid, but okay, I get it. Then hard cut to just Hasan Piker not doing anything funny. He's just in his fucking room. And I think it's kind of just like, we're here, Ethan. We've breached the inner sanctum. We are now in Hasan Piker's streaming room. And that's how you know you're fucked. Any like it's like any prayer in this inner sanctum is amplified 1,000,000 times by Allah and by the presence of Hasan Piker. It just becomes 1,000,000-fold more powerful. So it's kind of like he's shooting his Kamehameha, and it's going through like a lens that's making it even more powerful because he just so happens to be in Hasan Piker's room as he does it. Truly just setting this up to be a real banger. So then immediately, there's no cut in between the second one that I'm showing you and this one. It's just a direct continuation. But it becomes a skit. And my opinion is, and you'll understand once you watch it, is extremely, extremely, extremely cringe. But my opinion of this is that he is trying to ape Sam Hyde. And this is supposed to be very Sam Hydean because he was so utterly and completely destroyed and humiliated by Sam Hyde that he's tried to emulate some of his editing choices and how he tries to do like mind-bending stuff. And that will make sense as you watch this fucking nightmare. It is a literal nightmare. Get ready.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up.
Ethan, wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
Ethan, wake up.
Wake up.
Tunes anyone?
Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not going to do a react content yet, chat.
I'm missing. Nobody's told you to wake up, Ethan.
Ooh, yummy. I love Sabra hummus.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Just wake up.
That entire thing is just like, never mind Mecca. You found it. It's Hasan Piker's bedroom, apparently. All those people just celebrating the fact that they were invited to meet Hasan Piker. It's kind of like when the tranny met Joe Biden and got like a cookie from the White House. Like, I'm in the White House. I'm in the White House. But instead of the White House, instead of getting a cookie from Joe Biden, you're in Hasan Piker's bedroom. in Los Angeles, which is just where he streams the fucking Twitch. But they're like overwhelmed with gratefulness that they're in his presence and in his room, the famous Hasan Piker studio with the Asana B neon light in the background. And it's like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about this stinky Turk roach? And hopefully you understood what I meant about Sam Hyde. This in particular is a GIF that I made. I saw this clip, and you know what? I can make this into a GIF. This is him literally deep throating Hasan's microphone. I don't think he cleaned it, so that little foam has all sorts of spit and bacteria from Hasan Piker doing his podcast. If you were to lick my microphone, it'd probably be real fucking gnarly. And he's literally deep throating it. So to just drive that point home, that this man is deep throating Hasan B. Here he is sucking off the lick spittle of him talking into the microphone for the video. It's just like, it's so embarrassing. And then here's what happens next. Ready? Oh, it doesn't even do that. Immediately after this, I'm gonna just show you. I'm gonna drop this in so I can show you because it's kind of important. Just so we can. I downloaded all this shit ahead of time, so I could not fuck it up. Okay, content copy H3. There we go. Drop this in, and then wacky. Now watch this. You ready? Okay, super edgy. And then, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. There's a fourth intro. One more, and this is very Kino. This is actually very important. So here's intro number 4. I completely forgot about this one. So he's panting because he ran all the way from Northern California to back where he belongs in the studio. What does he do?
All right.
He drops the content cop uniform because he wants to show his audience, yes, this is called a content cop, but I'm different. And we're not doing the old content cop. This is new Idubbbz content cop. So he just he doesn't just take it off, he shreds it because he's a big, muscular, manly man and not a cuckold at all. He definitely is a real man. So he's going to use his strength to tear that shirt off, showing you not only is this not a content cop, but he's destroying the old content cop with his newfound soy strength, Chad. It's very Kino, actually. It's Kino in a way that's like anti-Kino, where it's like, this is very purposeful. It has subtext. It has subliminal messaging, and it's also really, really fucking gay. So it's anti-Kino. So he sits down. He gets in front of his... He doesn't get in front of his computer like he did in the old days. He gets in front of a boxing thingy, so he can show you he's a boxer. He's so manly, he's a boxer, and he's not in front of a computer anymore because he takes his boxing career very seriously. Even though I don't think he's won a fight. And then this is the rest of the fucking video. He is set down in front of the fucking boxing thing, playing clips and just talking. And there's not honestly not too much to say about it. He's just complaining that H3 is not taking a position on Israel that he prefers. And he's accusing his new friends of anti-Semitism. And that's it. And so instead of showing you the video, I'm going to show you H3's reaction to the video because I find that much more interesting than Idubbbz himself. Now, I only have a couple minutes of this, and I want to start off with this clip.
Baby.
I just expected
Also, I'm
better.
sure this is all going to get clipped, and I love that I'm looking like this for all this.
At least I don't have black hair.
True.
So Dan, the producer of the show, is in ponytails the entire time. So I thought that was very funny, so I clipped that first. Let's get an initial reaction. This is Dan leaning over to the to H3 to tell him that the second tower has been hit.
Some breaking news. Your old friend Idubbbz just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. That is the... No, it can't be.
Well.
It actually can't be. Holy fuck, dude.
It sure is.
Oh my God. Holy fuck.
He's in disbelief. I think that this kind of sums up the actual reaction. This is about 2 minutes in, and it's really good. And I want you to, my takeaway from this is that Imagine how you would want somebody to feel, or how Idubbz would have wanted Leafy to feel about his content cop. Imagine what emotion he's trying to put into Leafy and how he's trying to make him feel, or feel a certain way, as Bossman says. Probably bad, probably embarrassed, probably a little bit reluctant to go in front of a camera again, trying to humiliated, ashamed. Those are what he's going for. He's trying to debilitate him. Think about, when you're watching this, what emotions are going through this room as they talk.
This guy went from saying he didn't want to get involved to supporting people calling CPS, like associating with people calling CPS on my family. An atmosphere where someone like Bad Empanada is being platformed by people like Matt Lieb and Denims, who are friends with.
It looks like they're both in the video.
Check the description.
Oh my God! Like what? Like what? Why? What would I do to like fucking like what kind of fucking like bro? What kind of cowardly bullshit is this? Like we have one disagreement where I get upset because you guys aren't defending me publicly after everything I've done to support you guys, and like you bring on people who are fucking Denims and Frogan, who did a fucking anti-Semitic tier list, and you're platforming them and co-signing them. And by the way, to even make it even more crazy, Lena's fighting in your fight, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I actually can't believe that he did this. It's actually fucking unreal.
Pretty wild.
And it's just so pathetic too. Like, talk about a bandwagon. Like, bro, this is the edgy, cool content you're trying to make a play to, like, fucking warm up to. By the way, Idubbbz, Lena's fucking having a panic attack because why would you do this and not even tell her? Like, why would you invite someone on the show and do this? It's just fucking mean-spirited. I can't. I'm genuinely in disbelief.
It was the froggy guy.
Did he message Lena or just you? Because, like, she's a human being too, by the way.
I don't know.
And this is about her. She's the one fighting. Why is he apologizing to you? Like, say sorry to her, you dumb fuck.
He might have. She's in the bathroom.
Dude, this is so fucked up.
I don't mean to make it about us, but man, I do feel bad for Lena. I had the full support of the whole audience the first time, and it was still so tough.
Yeah.
She's worked so hard.
And I know Ethan offered, to buy her out previously, but she doesn't feel right taking, that large amount of money from Ethan for nothing. So it's just a shitty situation.
Yeah.
Look at that face. Just utter fucking shock and disbelief. Like, it's unreal to him that this guy that he ate so much shit for is just going to turn around on him and try to shit on him so he can monkey branch to the Palestinian guy. And then even the like his staff, they're the people who have fought every year in Creator Clash. Idubbbz has no clout, no pull. He can't get actual people like Logan or Jake Paul to fight in his fucking event. So he gets random like producers from the H3 show to fight each other. Random thoughts from Twitch. Like extremely small creators are parts of larger creator streams. And now they're just sitting here like, what the fuck do I do? They've spent their own personal money in investing in private training that Idubbbz promised them that he would pay them back after the event had already made money. So they had to pay up front so they could be reimbursed later. And now they're in a position where they've already spent their money to do their personal training, and they've been working on it for months so that they can be in competitive form and participate in the event. And now the rug's pulled on them. And now it's like they're out of money, and they've been doing all this for fucking nothing. And it's like, what a fucking shitty thing to do. He couldn't even wait until after Creator Clash, and if he had been thinking clearly, he definitely would have waited until after Creator Clash, but instead he pulled this now, and I think he pulled this with urgency because of Aniza pushing him to do so, and Aniza doesn't have any fucking business sense. So it's like, it wasn't just like a backstab, it was like a dumb backstab for no, like, just bizarre. I truly, I just don't get it. And then see, I think this is...
On the other hand...
Okay. He actually reacts to about half the video. And I found this particular response from Gila. Even when I talk about Gila, I talk about Gila Klein. I talk about what she does, who she is. And when Idubbbz talks about her, you know how he refers to her throughout the entire video? Ethan's wife, Mrs. Ethan Klein, that lady, the girl that just so happens to sit next to Ethan. And she calls this out.
On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience.
Wait, hold on.
His wife's Israeli. She served
His wife.
the Israeli cause and what's happening to them.
That girl.
His wife's Israeli.
That's all she's good for. She's Israeli and she did the IDF, so you know what that means about her.
You know what that means? Dude, I've been blue balling chat for like 30 fucking minutes, but listen, I'm never late or gay. I'm always on time. Now, okay, they did not react to the entire video, but you know who did react to the entire video? Hasan. That's right. Hasan gave his blessing to Idubbbz. Now, Hasan watches like 12 hours of fucking XQC style react shit every single fucking stream, so it's not that important. He definitely would watch hour-long videos from my understanding of anything, but he did air the whole content cop on stream and agree with it. So let's cut to the live Hasan reaction to the content cop.
This is an Idubbbz feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document and people can be removed or put onto it depending on how Ethan's feeling that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hasan but are still anti-Ethan, but Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hasan. It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's gonna keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr in my life. Bill Burr made Ethan
notice
go
that there is something conspicuously missing in this audio. Now, I want you to think about it. What could be happening on the screen that would correspond with this lack of turk roach noises? Could it be that Hasan Piker just fucking abandoned ship halfway through this video? Could it be that we're getting a live chair react from Hasan Piker's chair? I have it on good authority that Idubbbz smelled this seat. So getting the chair's attention, he'll settle for that. He'll settle for just a chair react from Hasan. Just funny. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, bros. You know, as far be it from me to defend H3 because I don't like him, and he's a dickhead, and he's a litigious dickhead. But what the fuck? And what's weird is that he's trading in such an old friendship for something that's so new. It's not like he's in really good friends with Hasan. And he has to choose, right? He just met this fucking guy. This is his first time getting to smell his chair or deep throat the lick spittle off of his microphone. So there's no guarantee. They're not like real friends. And it's just bizarre, man. I can't even put myself in his shoes to understand what's happening. There is one thing I want to live react to. As I said, I've watched this 2 times over. I watched the first time, and then I watched H3 react to about half of it, and I pulled out some clips that I thought were particularly interesting. Most of what the content cop is just him, you know, complaining about H3's opinions on Israel and how he's treated Hasan and so on and so forth. But there is one particular part that I have not seen, because what happened is at the end of this video, he's just playing like clips of other creators, and it's like, I don't give a fuck. And okay. So at the very end, he decides that he's going to show what moral high ground he stands on over H3. So even though he got all these Arabs together to shit on the Jew, to play a nice fun game of kick the Jew, family friendly game across the United States, he decided at the end he's going to show that he's not doing a real content cop like the old days, because he's going to get all these people, including this living anthropomorphic pig in a blanket called Frogan, who is just disgusting, just one of the most viscerally disgusting things I've ever fucking seen. They're all going to say something nice about H3. So they all spout off like, well, you know, he says what he wants and yada yada and so on and so, like just empty fucking platitudes. Here's something interesting about this, by the way. He gets every single person in the cringe intro where they're dancing around, all of them together and doing the Fortnite dance, and gets them all the people that you see in this video do a nice little thing about how much they, what they respect about H3, except Hasan. Only Hasan could not spare 10 seconds to say even a single positive thing about that dirty fucking Jew and his bitch Jew IDF wife, child killing murderer wife. Could not even eke out a single fucking thing that he respected about him, which the silence is deafening. Like, why even put that part into the fucking video if Hasan's not going to do it? Because that's the ultimate own, is for Hasan to do the moral fag thing with them too. He's like, well, it's so easy. I can do it. I respect the fact that Ethan Klein is faithfully married to his wife and is bringing children together up in the same household with no fucking around. As far as I know, he's never cheated on Hila. Though he did, I say that, he has brought like porn stars and shit on the H3 podcast, but it's LA, chat. You can't, he's not like you can't expect too much. As far as, I'll put it like this, I'll recover from that. As far as LA goes, he's doing a heck of a job, Brownie. Then there's one thing, I cut it off here. I literally did not watch this. So you're going to get a live reaction after this, because there's one part that I want to show you. That I somehow missed what was apparently everybody's favorite part. Let's watch it together. If you don't know, H3 once did an apology video, and the guy on the right is a psychologist. The psychologist did a review of H3's video where he apologized and said, this is a very sincere apology. I gave it a 10 out of 10. H3 thought that was very funny. So he has repeatedly mentioned that he has given a 10 out of 10 apology, and he's kind of made jokes about that over the years. Idubbbz took that very serious and then went to this guy in this video to try and compel him to reduce his rating. And the guy, even though he flew out to Washington to talk to this guy in person, specifically to spite H3 in the most petty and vindictive way possible by getting a joke ruined, by having this guy alter post hoc his score for this apology based on the context, the guy refused. He said, I stand by my 10 out of 10 rating. I review my apologies based on only the apology itself and not the context. And I stand by that it was a 10 out of 10 apology. So he did all of that to try and do a humiliation ritual on H3. And the psychologist just said, no, I stand by it. And then at the end, supposedly, something happens where Idubbbz accidentally felts himself talking to the psychologist. You ready? So I've never seen this. I don't know what to expect. It's about a minute long.
Like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping in.
That is disgusting. He cares. She's ruined your life, bro. You're a shell. You're an empty shell of a person puppeted by this disgusting woman pretending to be a Lebanese Muslim, despite being a prostitute. And you're crying about how much she means to you. It's actually disgusting. Wow. Let's finish this off because I don't know what happens after this.
To a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up. A feeling of almost infallibility, that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes. And then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Is that supposed to be like an own? Kind of like when I played that Carl Jobs thing where he's like, oh boy, wouldn't it be hilarious if I was the first person to lose a lawsuit to Billy Mitchell? Like, kind of like a juxtaposition. Is that supposed to be like a juxtaposition where it's like, haha, I epically owned you with the content cop and now you look like a fool because you said this? Because otherwise I don't know what the fuck the point of that clip is. It's a very bad regardless, but it's bizarre. Yes, this music is throughout the video. So it's just such a blunder. And one of the things that H3 kept saying throughout his reaction is like, I can't fucking believe that Idubbbz had the confidence to put this video out and think that it would have the intended impact. Or as I would say, the friggin' audacity. The friggin' audacity of this guy to come out swinging like this. By the way, the comments, I tried to read the comments because I thought maybe there's some that are funny. All the comments are just like, wow, it sure has been a long time since the last content cop. None of them have anything to do with the video. Since the latest content cop, I've become addicted to drugs, got clean, got extremely fit at the gym, got a job, got promoted, relapsed for 1 year, lost everything, and got clean again. I have gotten 2 degrees and 3 children. A huge day for leftists who were edgy teens in 2017. And it's just like, absolutely nothing. Thank you for Idubbbz for making a high school reunion in your comment section. Nice to see everyone again. This is like the only real on topic stuff. This whole video is just what it feels like when you're 30 and you have uneducated friends who won't grow up. I don't know if that's like in support of Idubbbz or Idubbbz himself, but there's a thing that H3 says in his video where he's watching the cringe intro and he's trying to do like the build up of like, he's the content cop and he's going to epically own H3. And H3 just says, Ian, you're not that person anymore. And it's so true. You're not that person. You are no longer the edgy cool guy on YouTube who's the content cop. You're a washed up guy pretending to be a boxer dating a prostitute. Married to a prostitute. You married a fucking whore. See, it's just like, it's crazy that the background for this drama is actual war and genocide. 30-year-olds acting like they are 16. I have no one I can talk to. You can talk to this to me. You can talk to this with me. Some stuff about missing Joji. It was a common sentiment. Joji, oh, this is a Joji really knew the perfect time to fold his cards and leave. Like, the only comments that I see about this are actually about the video are just like, this is, like, embarrassing. Oh, this one. It's crazy how both of these guys were, like, my favorite YouTubers back in the day, and now they're 2 of the most insufferable people I've ever seen. This video has gotten, like, 4.6 million views. And nothing happens in it. Nothing happens about it in chat. It's just nuts. It's just nuts, chat. Have I gotten through everything? Oh, no, I actually have one a little update on Hasan. Immediately after this happened, and I guess Hasan was happy that Idubbbz was now that Idubbbz had new loyalties, so he might have been happy. This kind of went viral on Twitter, just real quick.
What? Are you?
So this is a Redact. I think that this is the Jewish guy that runs or did a podcast with Destiny. I don't know if they still do a podcast. I think they're split up at the moment because of events. So Hasan's reacting to Dan posting, I would love to hang, Hasan Piker posted in 2012, I would love to hang in Diddy's Ciroc entourage and trickle down bang everything thrown his way. So he's reacting to this. This is a real tweet that he had made.
What? Are you denying going to a Diddy party? Of course I'm denying. This didn't happen. What are you talking about? Think. I walked into this like back like sphere Epcot looking thing in the back of like the house that P. Diddy was renting for his and was throwing after parties at Coachella, and they were playing like these crazy things for people who are high. Not me, of course. I had only eaten portobello mushrooms,
And one of the images that they were playing was like this little girl, this like supposedly attractive, very young girl, like opening up a Christmas gift.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Oh my God, I did.
This guy, this is just how they are, man. They want to get famous. You think this guy gives a fuck about socialism or Islam? He just wants to fuck as many underage girls as humanly possible. Just like the Prophet. Just like the Prophet Muhammad, chat.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is Perspicacity. Remember to like and subscribe.